Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Lara, a clinical pharmacist specializing in functional medicine, as well as a certified yoga teacher and Reiki master. I run a truly integrative health coaching practice encompassing functional medicine lab testing, yoga and meditation, and a sprinkling of Reiki energy medicine. Join me here on Light Body Radio to break through your health plateau and come into alignment with your natural vitality. Hello and welcome to your latest episode of Light Body Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Lara May, and today we are going to dive into the celestial, the ethereal world, and I want to talk to you about how to work with your angels and spirit guides. So if the energetic side of thing really isn't your cup of tea, no worries. Maybe this episode's not for you, but if you're curious, I definitely invite you to hang out, listen with an open mind and an open heart, and see if something piques your interest. So this is going to be the first in a series of 2 that are really energetically and etherically and celestially focused. Like I said, today is all about angels and spirit guides. And then in 2 weeks with the next episode, I have got a really fun hour-long episode for you all about multi-dimensional manifestation and uncovering your true soul's destiny. So definitely check that out too, because that one is chocked full of tools and processes that you can use to really uncover your soul's path. But to get back to what we're doing today, angels and spirit guides, yay! So if you guys maybe are not familiar with a little bit about my story, I started studying and practicing Reiki in 2014, and I started with Asui, and I am attuned all the way through master level, and I'm a master level practitioner of Asui Reiki. And then past that, I also am a master practitioner in angelic Reiki. And I love Reiki, I love Asui, but when I was exposed and started learning about and practicing angelic Reiki, it really just it blew my mind and opened me up to this entire energetic realm, the celestial realm, and this whole world that I kind of knew about from my background and being raised in a Christian church as a child, but I really never resonated with on that level. And so this just really resonated with me, and I felt really aligned with angels from this perspective. So if any of you are out there have been raised in a Christian dogma and maybe never really felt aligned with it, maybe like me, this will sort of open you up to a world of angels and communicating that doesn't have to have all that tie of religion and dogma to it. So again, I invite you to listen with an open mind and an open heart, and maybe, something will be sparked in you to maybe even just start exploring. So that is my intention today, is just to really open up this discussion and see where it leads. And so I'm going to be talking about some pretty trippy stuff, some beings and guides and goddesses and ascended masters. So if there's anything that I say that's a little bit too woo-woo, no worries. You can totally tune out, not, take it with you. But, if there's something that I say that really resonates, definitely let that align and resonate with you. I guess I'm saying that word resonate a lot today. So, all right. So who are these angels and spirit guides? In order to help us throughout our various incarnations as human beings, or maybe even beings from other realms and dimensions, but especially on a place like Earth that is a very dualistic planet, we have various types of etheric assistance. So sometimes we may feel like we are very alone on this planet, even if we're surrounded by people. We are constantly accompanied by Source, by Spirit, by legions of light, and this is known as the celestial hierarchy. This hierarchy is composed of many beings and energies who work directly with Source and help carry out the quote plan throughout all of the universal creation. And I just use that word plan in a very loose sense. I don't buy into the dogma of predeterminism or anything like that. So I do believe that we are all born or incarnate with a soul contract. But that's for another episode. So let's not get too bogged down in some of these little minutiae. All right, so there are actually a whole celestial management structure that emanates from Source, beginning with a hierarchy of angels that include the guardian angels that you might have heard of, or the recording angels, the seraphim, the cherubim, also angels called the principalites, the powers, the thrones, archangels, which I'm sure most of you have heard of, carrions, destroyers, and many more. And so also too, let me just say before we go any further, if you're comfortable with the word God, that's great. A lot of people aren't or have like a lot of hangups on it, again, from their experiences with organized religion. So I'm going to say Source. I'm going to say Spirit. I might say God, but usually I think of us all as a universally connected source and oneness. So I'm going to stick with that for this discussion. All right. So also, there are many ascended masters who have transitioned and ascended from our planet into the higher dimensions of consciousness. Now, ascended masters are actually souls that have incarnated as humans at some point on this planet and then ascended back to the higher planes. So, on Earth, these beings operate from the 5th through the 7th dimensions of consciousness. They are of all races and come from many periods, past, present, and even future. Some of them I know you will have heard of. Jesus is one of the most well-known ascended masters. There's also Kuan Yin, Serapis Bey, Hilarion, Isis, Saint Germain, El Morya, Katumi, Mother Mary, Lady Nada, Mary Magdalene, Afra and Africa, Holy Amethyst, Confucius, Krishna, Athena, and many more. In addition, we also have off-planet assistants from extraterrestrial emissaries of light who have been sent by Source or God to help Earth at this time. And right now we are definitely in a time of ascension and expansion. And so we need a lot of help from the outside and the realm of love and light to help bring us into the new golden age of light you might have heard of, or for ascension and expansion. And so we don't get bogged down with what I know we all are aware of, all the negativity and the low level energy that is also on this planet. So where was I? I sort of got distracted there. All right. Among these off-planet assistances are things or people are beings called the Pleiadians, Arcturians, Sirians, Centaurians, Lyrians, and Andromedans, and the Ashtar Command. Now, you might have associated some of these with star systems. Orion is another one. And again, these are emissaries of light who have been sent to help us on Earth at this time. So we are also assisted by many elementals and nature spirits. So little, I won't say little, but they might, if we actually get lucky enough to see them, they might seem little if we're thinking about fairies or gnomes, but they are spirits of here on Earth that also will help us. They are caretakers of this natural ecosystem on Earth. And again, I mentioned some of them before, but they include the fairies, gnomes, water spirits, elves, and others. And you might, if you've ever been to Ireland, Scotland, or England, some of those cultures, the Gaelic cultures, still very much in touch and in tune with these elemental beings. So, this can also include animal totems or working with the Native American traditions and the shamanistic traditions if you also feel called in that direction. So all of these beings form a collective planetary hierarchy that receives instruction directly from Source. It is important to remember that many of these beings that I mentioned work from realities that are vibrating at a higher rate than our own. And if you ever hear me talk about raising your vibration, that's one of the reasons why. It's because in order to get in touch with and communicate with these higher beings, we as human beings on this planet have to raise our vibration in order to align with them, because these higher beings are not going to lower their vibration to our level. So we have to learn to raise our vibration to be able to communicate and work with them. But that's also why they can be very elusive to the human eye most of the time. However, some of them can and do manifest physically from time to time. And I'll share a little experience with you. When I went on my little spiritual journey down to the Casa Damiasio in Abidjan, Brazil, also known as to visit the medium John of God. That is a very spiritual place. It's a very high vibrational place. It sits on one of the largest crystal beds on the planet. The crystal bed itself is over 270 square miles. And so just the place in and of itself is a high vibration. And then you have all of these spirits coming in that are mainly medical spirits that are working through all the people that are coming there searching for healing. But while my friend and I were there one night, we were out walking around town, capturing pictures of orbs and all of these things. And I swear to you guys that she and I saw a fairy, and we have video of it. And it was one of those things where we couldn't really believe our eyes, and we were definitely questioning what we were seeing, but we watched the video so many times that we are definitely, and sometimes there's just a knowing as well where you're like, that's definitely what I saw. So they do exist. I have been lucky enough once in my life to really see one in its physical form, and it was definitely magical and beautiful. So, but that was definitely at a time during that period where I had meditated for hours and hours and been through this spiritual healing experience. So my vibration was definitely elevated, which I think enabled us to see the fairy or the elemental spirit that we saw. So to give you the perfect example of who the spiritual hierarchy is, I will quote directly from the famous writer and channel Alice Bailey. Quote, "The hierarchy is a specific and ever-changing group comprised of many of the beings that preside over Earth that God has appointed to help run the show here." End quote. This vast assistance team has been written into each of our soul's contracts, although many people may never acknowledge or utilize them. Part of this process is becoming aware of and learning about the multidimensional nature of our world, as well as achieving the faith in the invisible. And again, this is something that has definitely been an evolution for me. When I was young and when I was really even involved in the church that I was raised in, I always had a crisis of faith. I had trouble really believing about the things that were being taught to me. But when I was attuned to Reiki and I started practicing Reiki, and when I started learning about the different dimensions of energy and the spirits and all of these different things, and then utilizing it and implementing it into my life, that I have never had a problem with faith since then. So I would say I really came into my faith in 2014. And so I hope all of you as well have that experience where whatever it is for you, it sort of just dissipates any of that questioning, and you have that trust in a source, something bigger, greater than all of us as individuals are. So it's important to know that each of us arrives on earth with a guardian angel, and this angel also proceeds through life with a variety. We also proceed through this life with a variety of spirit guides. And depending on what the individual is doing and what part of their contract is in play at the time, that these spirit guides will vary in number and intention. But we always have our one guardian angel that we came into this earth with. However, there is a, quote, no interference clause, which prohibits certain types of assistance unless the individual asks directly or if something specific is written in the contract. So your guides and angels are constantly working together to create situations and bring people together, and they work to create certain events and opportunities and situations to help us live our lives, manifest our dreams, and really live our highest potential and reach our highest goals and grow spiritually. But you have to engage them, and you have to ask, you have to call them in. So it's a two-way street. It's not a passive, you can't just expect it to be there or happen and it will. You have to be an active participant. They do monitor our thoughts and our emotions to formulate plans and assistance for us. And when we are challenged, they are right there by our side to comfort us and help us through hard times. We can easily stray off the path here in this really dense earth polarity. So their help is really crucial to not only just our growth, but just our, basic existence. The angels and the guides all work together, and they know us very well, sometimes better than we even know ourselves, and they love us unconditionally. They really are our champions and our defenders, and they are tirelessly helping us to fight all the battles and lead us on to triumph and glory, which really is just pure love, light, and acceptance and compassion. So, what is the purpose of the angels and spirit guides? They are here to guide, support, comfort, and formulate plans for us all, as well as help us to realize our goals and dreams and experience higher spiritual transformation. They help us to awaken and utilize our God-given spiritual talents and gifts. They teach us love, to have compassion, and to care for others and our planet, to be non-judgmental human beings. They are here as a constant reminder that we are not alone and we have a divine purpose and destiny. So how do we communicate with these entities? Your perception of your guides will often start out slow, maybe even a little faint, or maybe like far off. You may just get words or phrases or see colors or flashes of images. We all communicate differently and receive messages differently depending on what our strength of our clairs are, and that's clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance, clairnoscience, and I'm forgetting one. There's 5 clairs. But anyway, that's just how we receive and sense messages. So to begin communicating with your guides, start asking questions anytime really, but especially in meditation or while driving or walking. Maybe if you're on a walk in nature, definitely reach out and talk to your guides. And throughout the day for anything at all, I know I definitely ask to be surrounded and protected by my guides. When I go into work, I work in a small community hospital, and I always pray that whatever patient I come in contact with, or even other practitioner, that it is for the highest and greatest good of all, and that we all be protected and healed to the best of our ability. And that's just my daily prayer. So really, it can be for anything. Maybe if you feel like you need extra protection in traffic. So it can be some for really simple things too. It doesn't have to be for the big stuff, but definitely for the big stuff, always call them in and ask. So you can ask, what is best for me to eat today? Or what colors should I wear today? What should you focus on today? How can I be of service today? And remember that prayer from A Course in Miracles. What would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say? And to whom? Those are great conversation starters for your guides. You don't need to be formal with them. Talk to them like a friend. Talk to them as if they were literally physically here next to you. Talking out loud to your guides will make your communication stronger. Work with them every day and do it as much as you can. They love to be called on for help and advice. They are here for you and for us. Always ask to work with the guides of the highest truth and compassion or the highest love and light, only for the highest levels of information, support, and advice. You definitely don't want to be calling in any lower levels of energy or any lower level energetic beings. So, how do they answer you? Well, they communicate through our thoughts, through our hearts, through our emotions, through number sequencing. Maybe you've seen 1111 or 333 or 222, through the media and through animals and through nature. Maybe sometimes even through trees or the streams that we're walking next to. They can send messages through music, radio, through conversations with people around you. I'm sure you've had that synchronistic experience of, hearing that song on the radio that reminds you of a certain someone, maybe, a past loved one or someone's that has passed on, deceased is what I mean, or something that reminds you of a certain situation as well. You may receive telepathic signals, which could include frequency in your ears, knocking or clicking on walls, or attention being drawn to something or dreams. Guides may make things happen around you as well, such as changing the sky different colors, or maybe you'll see rainbows or the clouds form in certain shapes. You may see flashes of light or sparkles of light. Your guides may use running water or wind to convey messages. You may also hear a variety of subtle messages while you're in nature. They can create synchronicities to help you connect with the right people and places that will be most beneficial for you. They will often also use many different methods to reach you, so pay attention. Masters and galactic beings and other guides may show up around you masked as humans to deliver a message or accompany you during a specific part of your journey. So also keep your eyes peeled for that. So how to keep your connection strong and clear. Create a daily meditation and connection process. I'm pretty sure this is something I say in almost all of my podcasts. Create a daily meditation and connection process. This is crucial in order to establish a very clear connection. Your guides and angels will help you formulate a fun and easy process to help you connect. With frequent connections, the subtle frequencies of each guide will become clearer to you. Angels are usually an easy frequency to start with. So work with images and pictures of angels and ascended masters or galactic beings or elementals that you have a special affinity for or that are drawn to. Again, talk to them out loud to make it stronger several times a day if possible. Don't be afraid about looking crazy. We're all a little crazy in our own ways. And the benefits far outweigh the risk of looking a little crazy in your car talking to yourself. Develop a close friendship with your guides. It is accomplished by including them in every aspect of your life. Invite them to go to the store with you, which movies to watch, maybe which jobs to choose, or where you travel. Really, again, anything, nothing is out of bounds. So I'm going to take you through a process now for connecting with your guides. So if you're in a place where you can get quiet and close your eyes, awesome. Please start to do that. If you're in your car, don't do that. Keep your eyes closed and be present, but definitely come back to this later because it's a lovely practice, especially if you have yet to form a relationship with your guides and angels. This will be really great. So come to a quiet seat, close your eyes, Start to take some deep breaths in through your nose and out your mouth. Inhale fully, allow your belly to expand. Exhale through your mouth, maybe sigh. Sigh it all out, let it all go. Inhale again through your nose, big deep breath. Feel your belly expand, feel your chest expand. And exhale, just let it all go. Feel a great release. Visualize now a circular energy shield, a bubble of white light all around you. This is a Christ consciousness filter system that will keep out all beings who are not working for your highest and greatest good. All guides and angels who want to work with you needs to come through this shield of light. Now we call forth your guardian angel and all guides working for your highest good. We ask you to come in and surround us now. If there are any guides or angels or ascended masters you specifically want to work with or call in, you may do that now as well. Visualize a glowing ball of golden light in your heart. Feel your guides all around you. See your guides beginning to take form and appearing before you in your mind's eye. Visualize golden beams of light emanating from your heart and connecting to your guide's heart. See yourself hugging them, talking with them, shaking their hands. Focus on this connection as you breathe in and out. See it becoming brighter and clearer. With each breath, you're becoming more connected. The colors becoming more vivid. The senses, maybe there's beautiful music or wonderful smells. Feel the comfort and support from these beings that they are giving you. Inhale and exhale, feeling your heart expanding once again, and state the following affirmation. I am open and ready to receive any messages or guidance from my guides and angels. Allow their messages to come through. We ask that we remember these even after the meditation is over. Take a deep breath, put your hand over your heart and say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. With such heartfelt appreciation and gratitude. Send love and light back out to your guides. Send the love and light and love out around the entire planet. Send it out to anyone that you know that needs it. When you're ready, take another deep breath. Start to come back into your body, come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, and open your eyes to the room. That was just a very simple process that you can repeat anytime. The more you do it, I really hope that you create something unique for yourself. Take as much time as you want when you get to the part about receiving the messages. I didn't want to leave too much dead space on the episode today, but definitely maybe even do this before bed and fall asleep with this meditation. And then that will open you up to a full on dream state of being connected with your angels and guides and receiving messages and working through things. It's a great way to send yourself off to a lovely sleep. And that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little breakdown of connecting with your angels and guides. I hope I have given you something to think about, maybe to do more research on, maybe to start seeing how you can implement this into your own life. And again, like I said, definitely tune in 2 weeks. I have the Divine Destiny and Multidimensional Manifestation episode, which just takes this to the next level. So I hope you guys have a fabulous next couple weeks, and I will catch you on the flip side. Namaste.